Okay, this video is going to be about some basic HTML and making just a really basic landing page. I know a lot of you have asked me about this and kind of wanted a tutorial on doing this. It's not definitely not going to be an exhaustive learn HTML tutorial or anything like that. That's just kind of beyond the scope of the forums and everything, but it should be enough to get you going making some pretty basic landing pages. I would really suggest you learn some just basic HTML, though you don't have to do anything fancy with it, but just enough to be able to maybe add text to a web page and link banners and text would be enough. But I keep saying this to people, and a lot of people kind of don't want to take the time to learn it, but it is a really important skill to learn in any affiliate marketing thing that you're going to do. It'll just save you tons of time and it'll help you with a lot of ideas you have. So if you wanted to learn more in depth, there's a site I used to use. I have to admit I haven't gone in here for a long time, but it's lynda.com. And you sign up, I think it's, yeah, $25 a month. And you can learn. There's tons of different things in here you can learn. Like if I do a search for HTML, um, there's just like basic training and stuff like that. It's video training, and last time I was on here, it was pretty good. I learned some basic HTML and I think some stuff with Photoshop in here. So anyway, if you want to learn more HTML, you might check this out. There's also W3 w3schools.com, and these are free tutorials. I haven't found these quite as user friendly, but well, I shouldn't say as user friendly. I haven't found these quite as like newbie friendly. Um, these kind of confused me a little bit when I first started. The site was quite a bit different when I last time I looked at it, but you can go through this too. So anyway, the program that I'm going to be using is Dreamweaver. I just use it because I own it and I've used it for a long time and I'm just comfortable with it. It's and I know what to do, but you should be able to take what I'm showing you here and kind of apply it to other programs. Most other HTML programs are, what you see is what you get type editors where you can see the code, but you also have a window that you can just put in images or write text in, so you really don't have to know anything about the code to do it. If you want to check out something like Coffee Cup HTML editor, that's really affordable. So all I'm going to do here is create a new HTML page. Up here, this is the code part. This down here is um, the part that spits out what you're actually going to see on the web page. Now I can go in here and I can type stuff, and if I was just to save this and upload it, this would be what would show up. So this is where we're going to put the banners and everything like that. Um, so the most basic way to do a landing page for pay-per-view, what works really good, is to just grab a banner from your affiliate network. I like to use the square banners and basically just stick it in the web page with some text around it and link it to your offer. And that's really enough to do a basic landing page. You definitely don't want anything that's that flashy or complex graphic-wise or text-wise. People aren't going to read a lot of text on pay-per-view landing pages, so you just really want to make it simple. So let me show you here. I'm going to go into Neverblue, and I was looking at this offer earlier, Quote Wizard Auto Insurance. It's a lead-based offer, and it allows DLS, downloadable software, which is kind of their name for contextual traffic. So on here, it's a little bit different in different affiliate networks, but you're just basically going to look for the banner creatives. So if you see down here, I like to use these kind here that are they're the square, like the 300 by 250. That's kind of my favorite size. That seems to get um, the best click-through rate and conversion rate. I was just scrolling to see what else they had here. So I actually kind of like these banners because they're really basic. Something like this. I was trying to see if there was actually something different with these two. Um, but I actually like this one. So you can either get the HTML code, you can copy and paste this right in your web page. Um, so like if I was to go back to Dreamweaver, I could just do insert HTML, and this is going to bring up the banner. Oops, that was already linked. And actually, let me go back for a minute. What I would do is go insert. I'm actually going to show you another way to do that. That's going to be a little bit easier, I think, to edit it later. This is what I do. So in the code here, you just want to paste it just right after the body tag. Anything in anything in between these signs is called a tag. This would be the beginning of the body tag, and when you see this little slash, that would be the end of the body tag. So here's the head tag. You can see there's the HTML tag, and then at the very end, you're going to have the ending HTML tag. That's just the HTML code. That's just saying, like, start the HTML page and end the HTML page. Um, the head is just where you put stuff, like you can put meta content in it and your title. You will want to change the title too. You can either edit it in here, or you can, usually there's some kind of properties button that you can do, like on Dreamweaver, and if I click on title, you can just write it right there and click OK. So in the body, I'm just going to paste that code in here. That's going to give me the image that's linked here. So that's really the easiest way to do it. So if you go back to Dreamweaver, you can also, like, if you want to add a sub ID, like if you're going to be tracking here, you can do that and just get rid of the whatever sub ID you type in there, because you're going to want to leave that. So leave it blank, I should say. So that's one way to do it. The other way would just be to right click, save this as something, image. Go up here, and let's say I didn't do that there. So I'm going to, first I'm going to save this. I'm going to create a new folder on my desktop, and I'll just call this the new folder insurance. And you want to save your page in there, because then I'll show you here. There'll be the correct path to the images. So you can call this whatever. It's just going to be on the root of your domain. You want to call it index.html. You could just have one domain, and you could just call this insurance. Domains aren't as important with pay-per-view as they are like with pay-per-click, because you're not seeing the domain in an ad that you want people to click on or anything, so it's not going to matter a whole lot for click-through rate. To be honest, I usually just get some domain that sounds pretty generic, but that'll work with just about anything. It's not going to be specific to something like auto insurance. It's just going to be like mybestoffers.com or something that you could put any kind of thing up there. There's really no I've really found no benefit to having niche specific domains, unless it's something like your own product. Then obviously you're going to want that. So anyway, I could just go to the insert. Let me scroll this down here. There's an insert menu, image, and then wherever I saved this, it's going to bring up the folder that I saved it in. I can just double click on that. And it's going to insert it in there. Okay, so I got that. Now what I would have to do is go back here and um, if you get on, whoops, so here's the redirect for the DLS publishing. So I would just type something in the sub ID, copy my link here. I don't copy this for the sub ID because that's going to mess up our track, and we just want the sub ID to be blank. And then what I'm going to do is go back to Dreamweaver. If you click on the image, then down here, there's usually a link to it. You can just paste that in there. Then this image is going to be linked. Like I say, it's a little bit different on different programs. So if you're using a program other than Dreamweaver, you can just kind of take the same concept and apply it. Unfortunately, I can't go through every program, but it's going to basically be the same kind of thing. And I want to show you the up here, this piece of code right here. That's your link. So if you ever mess with any HTML code and you see the href equals, that's going to be your link right here. Okay, and then if it's also linked to an image, you have this. This A right here, that's the beginning of a link, kind of like a link tag, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what I'm calling it. And this is the end, the /A, so that's the end of the link. So this whole thing is the link. It's just kind of saying, this is the link, this is the image here, and the width and height of the image and everything. So then, if I wanted to add any text, this part is really easy. You don't have to do anything, up here. You would just write like you would a Word document. So, to be honest, this one I might kind of leave alone and just see how it did before I added text, because it almost looks like plain text. Pretty much says everything I want it to say. But, if you wanted to write something, you could write, click here now. And then you can do different things with that text. Change the font. You can make it bold. You can make it bigger. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Now, if I wanted to link this text, I would do the same kind of thing. Highlight it, and then you see this area for a link down here that I would paste in. So now that's linked. So you can kind of see up here, it's the same kind of structure. This P is because it's a new paragraph, basically, is what it's saying. The class is just something that's the CSS style that it's adding. You can see up here. Don't worry about any of that. That's just done through Dreamweaver, and some different programs might not do that. I'm not sure. But anyway, so you got the A tag here, and it's showing what the link is, and then you have the text, and then the end of the link tag and the end of the paragraph tag. So that's pretty much it. If you wanted, you could center this if you wanted it to all line up. If you wanted to add text on top of it, you could add that up there. You always want to have the font be the same family, though. It just looks funny if you're using all different kinds of font families. So I usually use either Arial or Verdania. Those are just, seems like the easiest to read, unless I'm creating some kind of banner in Photoshop or anything like that. So to be honest, this is how I would leave this landing page. I know it doesn't seem like much, and it kind of seems like you should do more, but you shouldn't. Like I say over and over, the really ugly basic landing pages just end up converting better, and once people start using them, they see what I mean with that. So just something really basic is good like that. That's pretty much it. Just remember to save it, and then all you would need to do is you'd need to have a domain hosted somewhere. You can get some good deals through like HostGator or anything like that. If you're not pushing a lot of traffic, you can go for like a virtual private server or something. But with pay-per-view, just because you can get so much traffic, once you start pushing a lot, you're going to need a dedicated server, or you're just going to totally crash your VPS, especially if you're doing like tracking with Prosper or something. But that's definitely not needed if you're just a small to medium sized affiliate doing that kind of traffic. But if you're spending hundreds and hundreds or thousands of dollars a day on traffic, you would need a dedicated server. But by that point, you will be able to afford it, and it won't be a big deal. You can get one that'll do everything you want for just several $100s a month. So that is pretty much the basics on some HTML and setting up a landing page. That's exactly how I would make it. You would obviously need to upload that to whatever domain you had. So that's kind of beyond the scope of this video, doing the upload and getting a domain and everything. But if there is a demand for that and people want it, I could do another video on that. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions with this.